This is Marty Robinson here on the ETBU Coaches Show with head women's basketball coach Rusty Rainbolt after a two-game road trip to start ASC play, first with UMHB and then with Concordia. Coach, you guys went 1-1 on the road trip. Obviously, you know, that Thursday night game didn't quite go the way that you planned it, but overall, after the bounce back with the win against Concordia, what is your assessment of your team during these first two conference matches?
Well, still just love our girls. You know, anytime you go on the road in college athletics and conference play especially, it's going to be a challenge. And, you know, Mayor Baylor has a fantastic program and a lot of really good players and really good coaches. And, yeah, it was an exciting game. Didn't start the way we had hoped it would, getting down by 23 at the end of the first quarter, but really proud of our kids to come back and battle and win the second quarter in a big way and win the third quarter. And then I think we cut it to 4 in the fourth and had a chance, just didn't quite get it done down the stretch, but I thought it was two really good teams that played really, really hard. Mayor Baylor just shot the ball extremely well in the first quarter. You know, it just put us in a hole. But our kids they showed a lot of maturity and a lot of resilience, and exactly what I've been saying all year, just a very special group of girls. They showed that because it's the first time all year I think we've even been really down, you know, at any major point in the game, and our kids just kept battling and competing. And one thing we talked about a lot is just there's no substitute for experience and to be battle tested. And so even in a loss, you know, there were a lot of good things that came out of it in terms of just showing that, you know, we can be down in a big way and have the ability to come back. We can be in a close game and have the, you know, ability to overcome. But we did. We learned a lot of things about our team, and that was a good test for us. And then playing Saturday, you know, it was hard to be honest. It was kind of hard to get the girls back up as high and excited as they were for Thursday. You know, Mayor Baylor is definitely a notch better than Concordia is in terms of opponent, and so and I think our kids knew that, and so come out and, you know, to win by 15 on the road in a conference game at Concordia, you know, it felt, I think all of us felt a little bit frustrated, even though you know, you win by 15. It's just we expected to play a little better than what we did, but it was just a natural occurrence of kind of a letdown coming off of Thursday's game and intensity and adrenaline. But the kids did a pretty good job all in all, and you know, anytime you can go on the road and get a win, that's a good thing. So, but proud of our kids, definitely excited for them, and excited for where we're at as a program right now.
And also, just kind of going back and kind of assessing your team. Obviously, it's a small sample size, just 2 games in ASC play. But do you kind of see this as kind of a wake-up call to your team, just saying that, hey, you know, every game's not going to be, you know, as easy as it was in the preseason or as easy as it has been, you know, coming into conference play? Was it kind of a wake-up call for your team?
Well, I don't think that's anything that we didn't already know or hadn't been talking about. We've actually been talking about that a lot as a team of just, you know, when you win 6 straight games by an average of whatever it was, 24 points a game, it kind of creates this feeling or this mindset that everything should be easy. But we knew as a team that's not the case. And in college athletics, you know, everybody, no matter how big the team that's supposed to be really good versus a team that's not as good, you know, anybody can be beat on any given night because the other team has college players too, you know. And so that's the thing about it is to sit here and think that every game we should be winning by 20 points a game, that's very unrealistic. We just started out playing very well. Even having a bunch of new kids, we started out playing very well. But that's going to, you know, the key is just to go and play well and try to win every possession and win the game. And, you know, so we did that on Saturday, and that was a good thing. But I don't think there's any delusions of every conference game moving forward we should be winning by 15 to 25 points a game. I think the goal is just, you know, play well and honor the Lord and try to squeak out a win if you can. So, but no, I think it is one thing we talked about after the game. It's just realizing that if you don't play well for 4 quarters, you can be beat. And so, we experienced that because we had a bad first quarter at Marion Baylor and then 3 really good quarters, but came up short. So, but our kids are mature. They're awesome, and they understand that, and they'll continue to work and get better and have humble hearts and thankful hearts and be good.
Absolutely. And Coach, just going into this week, you guys have a little bit of a bye week, so to speak. These next few days. No competition until this weekend, obviously, exam week. What does this do for your team? Does it kind of get them back on track a little bit to kind of refresh, focus on other things before getting back on the court, ready to play?
Yeah, for sure. With finals being, this week, it's nice to not have a game until Saturday, obviously, but it's not a bye week, but it is something where we're going to give them a couple of extra days off. So they had Sunday off. We're going to give them Monday off today. And then actually tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll be a little bit modified as well. And we'll come back on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and start prepping for the Saturday game. And then we got a game on Monday and then a game on the next Thursday as well. So we've got 3 big games coming up. It's just we've got more days in between than we're used to. So, but yeah, the girls are right now for the next few days, they're just focused on finals. And we'll do individual skill work and some conditioning stuff and all that. And then get back in on Wednesday and really try to lock back in and get going with the basketball stuff again. But, our girls, the academic side of it's very important to them and important to us. And so it's nice to have a few days for them to be able to just get their bodies right, have a little bit of downtime and then and have time to prepare for their finals as well.
Absolutely, Coach. And last question for you here as we wrap up. Just kind of talk about, just kind of how how the team's continuing to grow here coming down the stretch. Obviously, with conference starting, it kind of opens up a new avenue of competition, as you talked about earlier. So what is your assessment of how your team has kind of handled the new season, so to speak? Obviously, it's like we've been saying, it's a different level of competition at this point. Just kind of overall, how has your team kind of grown to this point of the season?
Well, these girls and coaches have done an amazing job of growing and continuing to evolve. Everybody kind of on the outside can look at it and say, well, you have a team that went to the Final Four or Elite Eight last year. We should be trying to get past that Final Four or whatever this year. But the reality is we have a lot of new players and a lot of new faces and a lot of people that are in new roles this year. And so I think there's only 4 girls from last year's group that were in the top 10 rotation last year. So we've in essence got 6, 7, 8 new players that are playing in our top 10 or 12 rotation this year. So to be 7-1 at this point in the season with a bunch of new players and new faces and a lot of young girls too, I'm very proud of them. Like I said, I don't want, and I tell our team this a lot, I don't ever want us to get so arrogant that we think, hey, to win a game is not something we need to enjoy, or to be nationally ranked is not something we can enjoy, or to be 7-1 after 8 games. I mean, 2 years ago the program was in pretty bad shape, and so you just can't lose sight of that. You just can't fast forward through growth, and so I'm very, very pleased with where our girls are at and our coaches are at and our team all together. And I love the fact that the relationship side of it is what's so strong and powerful. These girls they really are a close group of girls, and we don't have bad kids. We're not sacrificing talent for character. We've got both, and and so it's just one of those things that as time goes on, it's just going to continue to be more fun and more enjoyable. And so just very thankful for the special young ladies we have.
And I'm looking forward to continuing the journey with you guys. I feel like I'm as much as part of the team.
You are part of the team. You are part of the team, absolutely. So I thought you said this last question. I thought you were going to ask me about my Cowboys getting a big win over the Saints.
We don't talk about that on this show. We're not getting into that on this show. But thank you once again, Coach. Always nice speaking with you about your team, and looking forward to big matchup on Saturday against Sul Ross State. And hopefully you guys can come out and support your ETBU Tigers. Once again, Mark T. Robinson here with head women's basketball coach Rusty Rainbolt. We'll see you again with another head coach. Kenneth the K-Rock Klein is going to handle that one. We'll be back on the ETBU Sportsnet.